Overtime countdown has begun. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
All right, I'm back with volume. How's the volume, everyone?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Voice incoming. Oh man, this is annoying. This is very annoying. In this case, I kind of feel like Atariing here, but I would lose a lot in the corner.
9, 8, 7.
Oh, it's loud. Okay,
6,
1 sec.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, how's it now? Too loud still? Hey guys, thanks for coming. How y'all doing? Yeah, let me know how the volume is, if anything's bad. There's a bit of background sounds, but hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully I'm not self-destructing here.
7, 6, 5, 4,
Probably am.
2, 1.
Hmm.
More times left.
Because he can play here. And if I connect, if I Atari and then connect, he has Atari. And then he just plays another move. So this is not too good.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Well, I'm gonna cut anyway and try to make the most of it. This situation, I shouldn't have invaded here. This was a bit unnecessary. Hey guys. Serial Twitcher. She definitely is. But yeah, my invasion here was kind of questionable given the surroundings. But hey, it looks like black might let me off the hook here. So let's see if I Hane here, cut Tari, get out. But then I would be able to maybe cut this thing off.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, well, no time to keep thinking about that one, so just gonna do it. I could have just cut this stone, and then black would have to connect, and then I could maybe take this one. Or something similar to that to get safety here. But then black would get Sente, and I didn't really get much on the outside. Of course, it means I got away with my slight overplay, but... Oh! Is black just giving up on all this? What's going on here? It seems like if I play here, it gives black a lot of problems. If I connect, black can push down and then try this. No, but then...
9, 8, 7, 6.
In any case, I'm going to play here because it feels like the right move. Oh! Wow. Yeah, black could have done pretty strong things there, but he just gave up. Huh. Okay, next game, I guess. Well, we can do a really quick review. Let's see. No, stop requesting me. This is so annoying. Tygem has so many annoying parts. Okay. Where'd my review go? Here we go. So I play here to basically probe black's response. It's quite optional. It may be even old-fashioned if anything, but because black pincered here, now, oh, what did she say? Insert tournament clock. Yeah. Actually, like, yeah, I feel like if I can just overcome, like, if I can just play a little faster, then my results are going to be much better because, yeah. Like, I usually do fine in tournaments, but I don't usually get, like, a crazy... Like, I very rarely get a record like 5-1 or anything like that. It's usually always, like, 3-3. And every single tournament, I have at least one or more games that I lose from time problems. So in this shape, when I play here, black still has to defend these stones, especially after black already invested the second line stone, giving me the corner. So now black has to respond, but the problem there is that if I just play normally in this Joseki now, I can live in here later. So this is not an efficient shape for black, actually. Black probably should have chosen a one space farther away pincer around here. And so later in the game, you see that I use a classic textbook invasion sequence. I actually messed it up a little bit, I think. But then it worked well for me because of black's weaknesses on the outside. So I choose the avalanche here because playing in this direction wouldn't make sense when this side is crowded and low, especially after black's move here. So without even thinking, I know I need to switch to the left side. And then black played the small avalanche by playing Hane here instead of extending one more time. But this seems to be bad for black because the ladder works for white. So like for example here, black should be maybe playing, what should black play? I think black has a variation here to get a compromise, and we both get some safe groups and it turns into a fight. But black played here and basically just gave it all up. This result should be better for white. It was black's corner to begin with, and then I got a settled group, not sealed in, and I have Sente. So I proceed to invade. Well, first I strengthen this part because if black plays around here, then it's working quite well with this shape. I'm gonna play another game, but I'm not planning to stream for very long tonight. If you want to play me, how about we play next week? I've been looking forward to a rematch actually. But yeah, I don't know about a really serious game today. Here, so this move messes up black's top. Like now black doesn't have any particularly attractive move except for this extension, which of course I can come through here, so there isn't much potential around here. And this makes white really solid, which means that black doesn't have any forcing moves around here. And when black doesn't have any forcing moves around here, it means that fighting in this area is easier for white. For example, as you saw in the game, a move here can end up being a peep, whereas if white doesn't have the stone there, then this isn't really a peep against black's wall because black always has a forcing move here against this one stone. So this is a good move for preparing. If you're happy and you know it, play some stones. If you're happy and you know it, play some stones. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, play some stones. What the heck? Thanks for that. Yes. Yeah, I do want to play, but I want to be more like prepared or revved up for a rematch. Actually, if we have a rematch, I'm gonna like make a big stink about it by sticking it in the title and posting around. Pressure. So I chose this to over concentrate black here. It's not necessarily the best move, but it could be. It's just my idea here because I think black is pretty thick around here, but also pretty narrow. So this variation makes black stronger right next to his other strength, so it's a little over concentrated, and it allows me to get the corner in a solid way. So I'm not afraid at all about black developing territory here. So yeah, I just play here. I thought about cutting, and the fight looks okay in terms of itself, but black has forcing moves around here, and then black would be able to jump down to here, and this wouldn't be good for my development. So black plays here to settle his group. Yeah, I'm actually planning to go to the Brock tournament. I've already booked a hotel with a friend, and we're gonna try to get one or two others to join us. I've never been to the Brock tournament actually in St. Catharines, so I'll be there. Yeah. So now I invade. I started with this. And there's one move that I should have played that I didn't, which is here. And it made a really big difference. In the game, it worked out for me just fine, especially because I had a solid position over here. And I'm going to pre-play this. Cool. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. So I should play here because if black plays this and this, even if we take into account, even if we don't take into account my capture here, then even if black plays this move like in the game, I can have instant life by playing here. Because now I have one eye here and one eye here. So in the real game, I neglected to play it and I just played this directly. And as you can see, this made a really big difference in my life and death. Hey, little try. How's it going? So you can see that white's not alive locally. So normally this could turn into a disaster for white, but luckily, because I'm really solid here and black can't get a forcing move, I was able to play some peeps against black's shape and move out. So although I do have to run around, but I have one eye and black's potential all turned into nothing. So you can see that this group here is not really making any points. So in my opinion, the result is still pretty good for white. Here I can think about playing a pincer, but I did have time pressure, so I just played this move, which is really big. It's worth around 14, 15 points. And then this invasion was questionable because black still has forcing moves here and against this group as well. And then basically this arena is a lot more black than white, so I shouldn't have invaded here. I should have just descended here. Yes, no problem. This right side invasion is actually quite textbook. I think the place I learned it was probably this really big red book called Dictionary of Modern Korean Fuseki, something like that, Korean openings. Serious players only. So the order of some of these moves is a little bit interchangeable, but I wanted to make sure that black is invested in keeping me cut here. Like right now, black could Hane on top, right? If that happens, I can simply connect under, and I've already made a reduction, so I don't really need to play this invasion. But since black decided to cut me off, now I know that I also have access to this Atari. So now I switch to this side and basically probe here. Because if black finishes these two off by playing this or this Hane, then I can just run out and be happy. And then this knight's move here is going to be extremely annoying against black's shape, as well as his eye space. So he won't allow me to run out. He's going to play here. And then this stone is still light because it's only one exchange. So it means that if I switch back to this one now, black's not likely to finish off this stone, and he's probably going to connect here. I played the third line invasion because I know that I have a specific sequence in mind to get two eyes locally. So I determined that in this situation, if black makes me run out with my third line invasion, it would be bad for him because he would have a weak underside because of this knight's move here. His wall over here wouldn't be alive, and he doesn't really have enough support in this area to expect to kill me or get an extremely profitable chase. So it's possible that chasing me could be a playable variation, but generally in this case, because his base here is pretty open, like he would have to invest a whole other move just to block this off. So because of that, I knew he was going to attach here. So yeah, stepping back for a second, I start here because I know that because this is on the second and first line, if I switch over to this side, I know black's not going to play another move here because this is a low stakes place for us compared to this part. You joker. Actually, that is what I'm planning to do later. funny enough. Anyway, so yeah, since this is just second line and first line exchanges here, I know that black's going to play on top of me here. And then because there's only been one exchange here, and this stone isn't heavy yet, I know that if I switch to this side again, black's going to respond, because now black already invested that Hane, so letting me capture would be, you know, pretty questionable. And again, this wall is not very strong, so black responds. And then this move is, of course, extremely sente, because I would just cut through everything here. So I know that black, again, is not going to switch over to the other side. Those stones are still light in the face of what's happening here. So black responds. Now I switch again. But what I should have played is this exchange and then Hane. And then after that, between this move here to make 2 eyes and this one stone capture, white can live very easily. And plus, if white gets to slide here, then black's shape is going to be ruined over here. There's going to be cutting points as well for black. Hey, Nerfed Champion. Welcome, everyone. So, yeah, that's how you live here. Oh, play out the right sequence. I thought you meant play out the right side sequence again. Or maybe you did mean that before. Yes, sure. So I'll do the pre-play. So pre-play, black plays here. Now you switch to this side again, and then you switch to this side by coming back and connecting like this. And black would probably Hane here. And of course, black's threatening to capture you. But that's why at this moment you play here. And then you immediately get 2 eyes. Black can Atari here, but for better shape, black will probably use this forcing move instead, because it forces the same thing, but it gets black a better shape. And in this type of scenario, you definitely want to get the better shape instead of getting the 2 more points, which this move would have given you, because it's too early in the game. It's better to focus on shape. And then black wants to Tanuki, and maybe he can, but then this move is going to be really annoying, because it's somewhat sente against black's shape. Yeah, so this is a pretty cool one to know, and you can kind of derive some techniques and timing skills from this. Black does have a big wall, and it's quite a nice wall facing the center. And then black also has forcing moves around here, so you don't want to do this like super early in the game, because it's in the early part of the game, there's a lot of empty places, so when you take something, they don't really get anything. But when you invade someone, it's a 2-sided exchange. You get this invasion, but your opponent also gets something, so your net gain is less. But then we've already played out every corner, so now it's pretty good time, I think, to invade this, especially because if you wait any longer and black gets 1 more expansion move, then this invasion would probably become unreasonable. So you gotta find that perfect time. Yeah, well, actually having 4 corners is not really... Yeah, Jamie, you definitely want to have like some really specific preparations when you do that type of invasion, especially when you're invading on the 3rd line. Yeah. So, actually, I played games recently, maybe even on stream, where I had 0 corners, but I was still ahead. So 4 corners isn't necessarily enough, but if you have a little bit of center presence, or the moyo that your opponent has in the center has a ton of holes, you know, then you don't really need to worry about the center, and you just extend your territory on the 4th line to get some reduction and move in later on, and then you can just let them have the center, and it usually won't be too big. So you kind of have to judge the whole board position. Usually it's better not to have 4 corners, because 4 corners usually means you're not balanced enough. Like the other game I played, I had 0 corners, but I was ahead, right? It's because my opponent was not balanced enough, and then their corners just weren't big enough. So yeah. And then for the real game, I made a slight local mistake, but then it was still okay for me. So this attachment allows me to move out faster after black responds, as opposed to just playing here. No problem. This invasion is not a very good idea. White's plenty happy just by playing this descent. The corner here is pretty big. This corner here is nice and solid. This corner and this corner as well. And then white has a position in the center. So white, and also Komi, so white's doing fine. Black has no points from this stick over here. No points from this group. This is a little bit over concentrated over here. So totally this descent here would have been much better for me. Black played probably some pretty good moves, and this move is also pretty good because none of my resists work. Like if I Hane here, then black pushing out or even cutting is trouble for me. And if I push here, then black just plays here and threatens the stone. So I have to just respond on this side. Why you do it? Why you do it? Yeah. Well, I had time pressure, and I thought it was okay because I have a lot of strong positions, but it's not really so good. I had confidence that I at least wouldn't die with this stone, but that's not even enough, and plus I could have gotten captured. It's like black suddenly pulled out a lot of skills that he wasn't showing before. Like play here, and this attachment, and this, and then this attachment. It's strange. It's like black was pulling out his real skills at the end, but then ended up just resigning anyways. So I thought black would play here. And then my situation's not so good locally. I basically would connect, and then, well, I can double Atari here and attach here. And if black plays here, then I might have something happening here. Let's see. So if he plays here now, then he has 5 liberties. It looks like I'm going to get captured. Yeah, by at least 1 liberty. If I push again, then the problem is what's happening on this side. So yeah, I could have been in a pretty bad position here, and I would have had to just let black have all this with a bit of agi nonetheless, but all this territory, and I would have had to play something like this. So at the very least, black would have gotten more in the game from that. So on to the next game.
The game has started.
Alright, what's black gonna show me? 2-star opening, okay. I have this weird feeling right now that he's gonna start doing AlphaGo stuff. Just in case he's going to approach one corner and then in 3-3 invade the other, I'm going to play a 3-4 point. Because there's something annoying about people doing all this AlphaGo stuff. Like, it shouldn't be annoying, but it is. Actually, I'm not really afraid of it, but just in case that was his plan, right? There's no reason, there's nothing wrong with a 3-4 point, so there's no reason for me to just let him do anything he wants. Although sometimes I like letting people do what they want. Like, let them do everything they want in the game, but then win. That happens. Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that, I didn't say it, and then you said it for me. Li Changho style. I'm not exactly. I haven't exactly studied pro games as much as like some other players around my level. I've done a fair bit, but like historically not so much. But I think Lee Chang-ho is probably my favorite pro. Hi, Scrappy. So black has this little moyo formation, and then this side is now a little bit crowded. There is the concern of black approaching here, and I wouldn't have very much space around here. But aside from that, the important parts are this corner here and the side over here. These two sides are kind of similar. In fact, this one on the bottom is actually wider. But if I play around here, it prevents black from creating a position that has a lot of synergy with the moyo over here, such as black playing on the fourth line. So I'm thinking about playing around here somewhere. If I can make a game that's more divided up, then it benefits me because I'm playing white, and also because black won't be able to fuse this moyo with another potential moyo. I see. Well, I'll try to feel free to ask questions, and I'll try to explain things as much as I can. And you can also ask the chat. So black is making this moyo position over here, this big framework of potential territory. And I have some territory here. So I'm going to play something on this side. I'm either closing this corner looks good, but then it makes it even more natural for black to play around here. So yeah, if I approach here, then black can pincer. So I'm just going to play like this. It might bait out a black move around here to undercut my position. But then if black plays that, I'm just going to switch to this side. Maybe even play a Chinese formation. The prodigy. Locally, playing the 3-3 or approaching here would be good. And then if I extend around here, it sort of activates the agi of this cut a little more. But at the same time, this side is not very important in that it's already leaking from this side, and it's kind of narrow too. So from the corner standpoint, I really want to approach or invade here, but seems like playing around here, which would also indirectly help my lonely stone here, would be good. It wouldn't be a good idea to just block this because this isn't your territory yet. And then you'd be over-concentrated with these two stones, and that exchange would be good for black. So, yeah, I think Sakata was called the Razor. That sounds about right. Enclose or Chinese formation? I'm gonna play a high enclosure, which offers probably the most support to my stone over here out of all these moves. It does have a weak underside, but I can play around that with a pincer or just staying flexible about where my territory is. So black plays here to undercut my position, but it's actually a pretty slow move. Like if you remember that it's on the second line, it's like, okay, then I'll just ignore and keep ignoring. So that's what I'm gonna do. I already have a stone here, and it's hard to make territory here with black leaking there, so I'm gonna play around here. Yeah, maybe something like this. A third line move would have been fine, I think, too. I'm like, when it comes down to it, I basically just keep playing in the most open area. I'm thinking about some extra reasoning, but when it comes down to it, I played here because it was open, but also really important for black as well. And then black responded, and then I played the other unplayed side, well, over here. And corners are a high priority, especially 3-4 point corners, so makes sense. And then black slides here, and I play on the last open area. Okay, so black approaches here, and then regardless of what I play around here, because black already has support from there, there's a high chance that black would 3-3 invade. But that's fine. I'll play high because I still want to stay competitive against the Moyo over here. Nickname. I better change things soon so that you guys don't give me a nickname like the turtle or something. I mean, my moves aren't really turtle, but my play speed is. My thinking time. Exacerbated by all the explaining. So I could just ignore this move because this stone is still light. And it's like, if I didn't have this stone here, would black really keep playing all these moves? Not really, right? But I could also play here. So I'm going to do that because I want to keep black's group weak and just run with it. If black pushes down, for example, and makes me play here, there's still no 2 eyes here locally, and he's hurting his stone here. Next, both of us are going to run into the center, which is fine for me, especially if it solidifies this area. But the kicker is that when we both run into the center, the weakness here is going to start getting amplified in effectiveness for white. So, okay, I'm just going to respond normally. Well, actually, I have to think because if I play this and then descend, then now black might just switch to connecting under. On the other hand, though, that would be quite good for me because then this thing will just get completely cut off. The snail, no. Don't do it, don't do it. Find a better nickname. Yeah, black is really thin around here. So, there's no good moves for white around here, though. And then playing something like this would just give black more forcing moves, and it would be kind of slack. So, I'm going to go with the standard local Joseki of sorts. You must play here. Do not ever neglect to play this move, because it's way too painful when black plays this Hane. What's a Gila monster? I have trouble playing aggressively when my opponents are just making themselves behind without me doing much. If I play here, is there any chance that black's gonna switch and turn here? And do I care? I think I do care because if I simply, well, I don't care because if I simply push here, then actually when black extends, he has an okay fight against these stones. So I'm going to extend again. If black blocks here, then the result's really bad for black. Manatees. The manatee. Oh, he did exactly what, yeah, okay. It's fine. Because I just need to cut him off, and then he doesn't really have much of a shape yet. Not cold-blooded enough. The manatee. Why am I a manatee though? Whose manatee am I? The question is, before I play this, do I want to exchange this Hane? Is this Hane a thank you move? Is it necessary? Do I care about this Hane? What is a Gila monster? Tell me what a Gila monster is before I Google it. And actually, this is a really hard decision. Like, it's very trivial, but it's a very hard decision. Like, do I Hana here or do I just forego it? Okay, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to Hane. Why not? Make black heavy. I'm a land lizard. I'm the biggest land lizard. I mean, you're not wrong, but you guys haven't seen me in person. Ultraman. Nice. That's how it was for me too. My mom always ended up helping me with those craft projects. So I have a connection over here still waiting for me. So yeah, I don't have to do much then. I kind of want to expand this and make this really big now. But it seems like this is the right play. Yeah, of course I won't connect now, but it's a nice option that's left. Slow but deadly. Nice. Actually, I like it. If that's what it means, then I don't mind that. I do take my sweet time. Alright, so I'm thinking of playing this peep and then jumping. It's also a Joseki of sorts, where in the case where a peep has some use or meaning to it, and not much bad side, you peep here, it makes black weaker on this side but stronger on this the top side. But then you're going to jump on the top side, so you're already nullifying black's gain there. It's a bit of a Joseki, middle game fighting Joseki. Gila the Ultra. Yeah, I think I'll peep here. So normally you should spend a little more time thinking, like what do you do if black counters with one of those pushes, but or maybe an attach here, which could be a counter, but anyway, he didn't do it, so I'll just keep chasing him. We do have sound, yes. How is the sound, by the way? Oh, I just saw that Zorkon said he has no sound. Actually, I started the stream without sound, just until things quieted down around me. And yeah. Shame on you, Zorkon. How dare you mute me? Okay, oh, speaking of which, this is definitely one of those moments where white could think about pushing and cutting instead of connecting. Or maybe pushing and playing here, although we don't really gain much from this move, so that would just be making black stronger. I am going to push and cut. And then hey, there's some interesting things to think about here. Actually, no, there isn't. There isn't, just this. So black could ladder me over here now, but then that means his peep ended in Gote, so there is a trade-off there. And then I knew that he would probably do this peep, but now this bamboo makes black need to respond there. And so this is what I was thinking, and now I can extend here, which is Sente against this group. And then after that, I can think about how to attack these 3 stones. Don't mess with the Gila monster. I don't mind those last couple of nicknames. Just don't call me the snail or the turtle, please. Actually, one of my goals right now for myself is to speed up, obviously. That's like literally the only Go training I'm doing right now, because I already spend like 20 hours a week teaching, and then I have my other job, so I don't really have time, unfortunately, to do serious Go training for myself. So my training right now is just to try to play faster. But of course, when I'm explaining things, it's a bit hard. But I'll keep it in mind for sure. So I'm going to extend here because I think it's pretty Sente locally. Tortoise. Doesn't sound any faster. It just sounds wiser or older. Tortoise. Alright, that's interesting that he jumps here because it seems like an overplay. So there's a few things I can think about here. Yeah, it kind of does sound slower. Well, I think tortoises probably are slower for their size. So if I push here, black blocks, and if I cut, and then squeeze and Atari here, there is one problem with that, which is I can't Hana here with this cut there, but I can jump. And this would start to ruin black's corner over here, because this group would have to push at least once or twice to be alive. But the downside is I still wouldn't be alive with this group, and I also wouldn't be alive with this group. If I play here, then I'm going too slowly with this group, I think. It's starting to get heavy. So far the best thing I'm liking is my squeeze option. I guess I could just attach here instead then. But if black descends, I would have to connect. And then black might be able to jump. I could jump, push, 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 cut, push, push. Okay, I'm either gonna push and cut or just attach here. But I think I've settled on one of those. This is definitely a moment where things could go very wrong. Three. Okay, I'm seeing something, which is that if I just attach here, it could be a better order of moves than the push and cut, because the cut might not be necessary. But then he might descend, and I would have to connect, and then he has the option of jumping here. I would need to jump here, and then he might push and cut. What happens after that is I can push down. Well, I can push down here, Atari, throw in, Atari. He would have 3 liberties left, and I would have 3 liberties left on each side, which means I could kill him. So I'm going to attach here directly. Which 4 stones? Right now, it doesn't seem like there's any, there's none of these groups are garbage right now. They're all very important cutting groups. Tetris 1. These 4? Yeah, it's true that black might be able to give them up at some point. Yeah, that's true. I have to choose my order carefully, I guess. In that respect, it's possible that pushing first was the best order. That is very true. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it was. Maybe it was. But that's okay. Because I will push here now, and I think he'll respond. So now I don't really gain anything from throwing in there. So I'm just going to Atari and jump here. And you know what? It's going to be my 4 stones here that might be discardable, because if I were to, for example, push here, and then black pushes through, I could just go after his corner. So let's see. Black is already alive locally, so even if I play here, well, he would be killable if he doesn't respond to this, which means he just needs one more. He just needs one more push. If I block here, then he pushes. I can just go along. He pushes. I hane or go along. He pushes again, and then I take the corner. That could be one way to play. It's very difficult for me to die with this white group, so if I dominate his corner up here, then I would probably be ahead. Yeah, coordinates. I wonder how long it's going to take me to remember to put the coordinates on. I still have to say every single time that Tygem is so dumb for not having it automatically. I can't rant about that enough. So I kind of like this option, one of these two. If I just play here, then black might be able to just get one more push and then start saving his corner or extending here. So I think I could play here because it's also indirectly threatening his group here. Or maybe blocking here is the best because it's immediately threatening the eye space. There is a worry though, like if black just plays in the corner, I still have to fix my cut before I can capture black. But then black lives, and then I don't have a ferocious enough follow-up around here, or black makes a liberty fight with me. So those are two things that are a little bit scary here. 3, 6, 8, 7. So, okay, I'm going to try this. Tygem is an Asian server, that's why there's so many people. I think this trade was okay. Yeah, I have a lot of, I'm going to have a lot of points in this corner. So I could turn, but then the territory is not very secure there. Like he could slide under. I'm thinking of something like this. I don't think he can live inside after, but he can push and cut or do some annoying stuff. But I think I can just play here. And my corner is going to be about 18 points. So that's pretty good. I also have this corner, a big corner and potential area here, and also Komi. So even going on the defensive now, it seems like white's ahead. E5. E5 doesn't really work out for him because after he cuts, I can just jump here. And if he did it in the middle of that sequence, I'd be able to play here. Well, when I put this on YouTube, I'm definitely not going to call it goal of the day, stay ahead on time. I'm going to have to rework that goal. It might be a bit tough when I'm placing a lot of emphasis on explaining, because it's tough enough even without that. E6. Okay, so I just have to live with this group. So I'm just going to keep jumping and hope for the best. At least it's making his Moyo potential smaller. It doesn't really matter if black ruins my my bottom because I wasn't really expecting much there anyways. And no matter where he invades, I'm going to get at least 2 territories down here. So I think white is ahead right now. And yeah, his group is a bit weak, so he had to play this. I should probably go this way now. Maybe I can capture this one stone.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And when the time is right, I can peep around here, and this will slightly strengthen my area as well. That doesn't look like a good move. That bamboo grew so fast. All right, so, you know, sometimes like when you want to get an eye space in the center or you want to capture something, you just have to switch back and forth constantly with forcing moves, and then you can just magically make a, like, box in some territory. So now I'm going to switch to this side, play something around here. And it's good to imagine that black already has a stone here, because we know that if black Hane's here, white should be blocking or turning. So you don't really want to form a plan that's reliant on ignoring a move like this. So we just imagine this is already here, which means like there's no cutting around here, for example, or even threats to cut. I would say if black doesn't kill this, then the game is pretty much impossible to turn around now. $18 points here. This is maybe what, 6 points or more. That is annoying, but it is expected. He's probably going to peep here now. And then I'm going to try to counter it a little bit. Yep. So I'll start with this. This is always Sente for me, so yeah, it just means that I might be treating these 2 stones lightly. I probably could just connect too, and it would have been, there's still a lot of chances to make eyes, but at this point I don't mind even if I have to give up something. So now that I got him to respond here, it means he has to respond to this if he wants to make me connect here. So this stone used to be light for him, and then, but now I'm able to make him have to connect it, and in exchange I get this stone here. And this is a really big gain for this current fight. And I'm threatening to move this way, threatening to move into here, attach here, push here. Lots of stuff going on. So the goal is to make one eye in this area somewhere, and then play something like this. At least that's one way.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Let's see how he responds to this attach. Well, when players around my level and above me, it's pretty much always this technical. It's just that they don't necessarily explain it as much, or at least in as much detail as I do. Or for them, maybe sometimes it happens so fast that they don't even have time to articulate their thoughts. But this is the stuff that basically goes through their heads, and better stuff than this.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If I just extended, then black could peep here, and that would be very annoying. So it's pretty clear now that if white does live, then black's territory is totally ruined. But it's honestly true that it's not so impossible to die anymore. I think I'll still come out of this alive, as long as I don't make a big mistake.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5.
The last thing that goes through a bug's head when they hit the windshield. Pretty sure it's Meep. Can I get Sente with this? Kind of. No, he has Sente here, so at this point, I'm probably stuck extending here. That's funny. Disgusting, but funny. If I push here and cut, Atari, he can push here anytime. Atari, he comes back and fixes.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't know. Well, now I'm connected, kind of. So I think it'll be okay. I can see the way. Do you know the way? Hey, it's new to me. But yeah, I think black has too many weaknesses to kill me, so my bet is still on white living. I just need to make sure that my plan is extremely concrete. I think I'm going to play here. Black has a lot of different weaknesses to manage in order to capture me, including this cut here even. So I think I'm fine. I mean, I'm excited about this because I'm confident that I'll live here, and once I do, it's pretty much game over. I did notice something though. I noticed that I'm having way more trouble, and I'm using the word trouble loosely here, but I'm having way more trouble against these 5-dan guys than I do in either my offline games or the silent streams. I had a couple of streams lately that were just unscheduled and with no audio, And somehow in those games, it was just really easy and straightforward. So I don't know. And most of the games on my account, well, not most of them, but a whole bunch of them were offline, were off stream. You see the way? Very good. Very good. You bet black 10,000. Ah. I need to show you my power. You need to see my power. Whoa, I'm like already alive now. This guy doesn't know the way. Oh, fine, I'll go to my last video me just to make sure. I'll try. Get down! Get down! Get down quick! Get the copper! Get the copper! Get the copper! Copper! Well, I'm getting like less and less like Arnold as I go. Chopper, yeah, chopper. Get to the get to the chopper. Get down. Get down. That's the only one I can say. Get down. Get down. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. I have to apologize to Austria on behalf of Arnold.
The last overtime. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Black has too many cuts. I already see how I'm doing this. There's push and cuts here. There's cuts here and there's cuts here. So it's pretty, yeah. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's getting worse and worse. Well, at least you're not calling me Ben the Wrecked. I much prefer Ben the Wrecker. Ben Wrecked Gila. No, you can change it to like Ben, and then Wrecked is just in quotes, and then Gila is my last name. What's that from? He's dead tired. No, I don't know how you say it. He's dead tired. Tired. I don't know. What's that from? The Wrecker. The Wrecker. Yeah, I'm cool with the Wrecker or the anything with the Gila in the name.
The last over time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm not even sure what I'm doing with this Hane. I think this Hane is probably bad, but at least I know that most things I do here are gonna work. Yeah, like if I just go here, I'm connected now. I think. Even this too. This one's better actually because it saves my stones. Oh, I should turn here actually. Yeah. I just remembered I was gonna turn here. Totally forgot about this. It's not important for living with my dragon, but it's important for not dying with my little Tetris shape here. So I found a new thing for you guys to place your bets on. Is this guy gonna resign when I live, or is he gonna keep playing? I trust in my feeling though, like, even though this turned into almost a close call, I think that's only due to my own weakness. I was still quite positive that I was going to live because of all Black's weaknesses, but I definitely had a chance to maybe get killed. But I think that in this situation, there was just no way to chase that thing and kill it. It's just impossible. Typical of Koreans. Oh my god. Ooh. He's playing that. Okay.
The last over time. The last over time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Locally, I can be dead here. Did I mess up? As usual? I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake with my timing of the turn. Because I should have, like he shouldn't have had time to connect this. And I was safe as long as I just played here first. Now it's looking kind of questionable. Oh, why do I do this to myself? That's a good question. Wow. I don't know why this keeps happening on stream against 5dans. I think I'm getting weaker. Oh, thanks for the reassurance, cats. I'm getting scared of everything. I don't know who I am anymore. I don't know where I am. I'm lost. I still have a chance to live, but like, I don't know why I gave him any chance to, like, it was really stupid. I'll go back and show you guys where it would have been really simple. This is like so critical. I can't believe I let him cut that. It's weird timing. I'm a Navy SEAL. No, why is he playing smartly? He needs to stop playing good moves. It's like he was sandbagging me for the first half of the game. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What about this? Oh yeah, oh yeah. What about this, mister? I see. Yeah, I don't know why, but playing optimally while streaming, it's really hard. I didn't want to admit or believe that, but
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Airbagging.
2 over
Airbagging. Well, I'm kind of just joking when I say he might be sandbagging, so it's pretty much me airbagging. I've never heard that term before. But hey, isn't it more like entertaining for you guys when there's lots of things almost dying or not dying? That's part of what makes me feel better about it, is that there's the potential for this to be more entertaining for the fact that I messed up. Well, what happens next is you play a low ranks. Did someone write about you on Reddit, Cats? Or did they write about me?
9, 8, 7, 6.
Huh? That's not Sente at all. Okay, guys. GG. It just happened. Did you guys notice that in my recent streams, my opponents keep, like, they're beating me, and then they feel bad for me, so they, like, self-Atari.
The last overtime. 9,
Because...
7,
yeah.
5, 4, 3.
I mean... yeah. That just happened. What the hell, right? Now my opponent's not even alive. I see. Calling us sandbaggers. Guys, I think my opponent might, like, die entirely here.
The last overtime.
I don't know.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I'll play it safe and make my corner bigger, I guess. Finish him! Yes. I think if I make a bamboo here, and his whole dragon's cut off, then he can't really use this thing to kill my corner, I think.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
But okay, I'll be really safe here. Okay? Really, really safe. I'm extending down. That's actually not Sente, like against saving these. But it is maybe going to capture these 2 stones, unfortunately. So I'm just going to connect, be nice and safe, nice and solid. And... It took a lot of willpower for me to not kill this giant snake over here.
The last overtime. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
I have a feeling that just a sense that he can't really Tanuki here so easily, so
The last overtime.
I'm going to just
8,
block simply here, even though normally you should push 1 tier. Oh, he's playing that. Well, I have to punish that. Huh. If I had pushed down here earlier, then I would have been able to extend down here. But it wouldn't kill his corner, so...
The last overtime.
I'm not even going to play there right now, because it's not interesting.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm just going to start doing weird stuff over here. For fun. Airbagging is good for improving.
9,
You can just make Tygem 3-dan accounts.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice, nice. Can I cut? Bamboo. No, I cannot.
Elapsed over time.
What am I thinking?
9,
Oh wait, can I?
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Stream snipe. I think this works for me. Or I'm just ridiculous. No, yeah, it works for me. No, it doesn't. I'm just ridiculous. Okay, enough playing around. Oh my god. That was so sad. I think I've had enough go for today. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna play endgame, I guess. No more moves like that. Atari. That was pretty sad. Ugh. Gotta slap myself. Alright, everything's fine in this area. So I'm gonna look around here now.
Elapsed over time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Exchange this once. I should be ahead, so I'm just going to stop fooling around and just play endgame. What? What? He's playing a good move. What? This guy's playing all these moves like in the second half that does not feel like 5Dan, I must say though. I don't know. I mean, no offense, it's just that they seemed so much easier before. But yeah, overconfidence killed the cat, right?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
So now if I connect here, it's Gote for me, so I'm just gonna stop that. I can't say it after my moves, but I can say it after my results. Haha. Yeah, he didn't resign, even though my life was achieved through a big capture.
Elapsed over time. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, Katz is cursing me with his presence, making me like run out dead stones on the bottom. Like that was like akin to playing out a ladder that doesn't work and it's only like 3 spaces away. That's pretty much what happens. This seems like a bad exchange for black, because now I get territory by just continuing like this. More than him, I think, or at least, yeah, it seems better for white. And he can't live inside, so I just do this. Oh, and he's going to, no, he's not going to get Gote, but I'm just going to block. And now I have all that territory. Territory! Territory! For the win! That's clever, but it doesn't do that much. Well, that's pretty clever actually. So he Ataris and gives them up and then connects home. Alright. That's alright. I lose a bit, but he loses some too. I should have seen it, but it's not really that threatening. So it was clever, but it's not going to make that big a difference. Just safety move. I didn't really need to play here, but I'm convinced that white has a lot more than black. Even just capturing these stones would have been, well, yeah. Yeah, I have no qualms with this. Yeah, and I also have this connection over here, which is going to be nice. That is mildly annoying. It is true. But it's expected. Just 2 points. No, that's not going to work. That is just going too far, man. That is not something I'm going to let him get away with. So I can just Atari here. Or even connect. Yeah, there's nothing black can do inside here. If he plays here, I just poke out this eye, and his next forcing moves don't get him a second eye. And if he extends to here, I have time to even just respond, maybe with this one. Or at least I can just play in here directly, actually.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Whoops. It's funny that you just said Blunder Factory and I just like knocked over the mic. I'm glad my nickname isn't Blunder Factory. I mean, at least the guy knows that he's far behind. Because definitely I think the right thing to do when you're this far behind is to go crazy. And then just go out with a bang. That seems like it's fake Sente, but I kind of feel like just responding. I mean, he might... he can at least get a Hane and connect in Sente, and then he'll be able to go much farther to reduce this territory. So there is some benefit with me just responding.
The last overtime.
But yeah, white's gain in the corner just now is really big. So it doesn't even really matter what happens to this territory now. So what's interesting here is if he connects, it seems like it's dangerous if I try to Hana here because he can double Atari. But then,
9, 8, 7,
whose turn is it?
6,
His turn, good.
4, 3,
I have to make sure it's not my turn. Okay, yeah, he's playing the Ko. I was going to point out that when he double Ataris, I have this throw in here, which would threaten a snapback, but is also double Atari. So he would have to take one of these, and I'd be able to capture these 5, which would revive all these, and would kill his giant snake. But anyway, he's playing the Ko, which makes some sense, I guess. Because if he gets me to just respond, then I would be having Gote, and he'd be able to play elsewhere. But this Ko threat seems pretty strange, because taking the Ko is a local response for me. And I can finish the Ko because he stands to lose an enormous dragon and like 80 points. Zorkon, my reply to you about the Ko is that even if you're not planning to fight the Ko, it's worth responding at least once to make him spend a Ko threat. And then after he takes back the Ko and you're in danger of double Atari, then at that moment you can just back off. But it's good to make him waste a Ko threat or see what he's going to play. It's even stronger in the amateur world because they might play a Ko threat that loses points or makes you more solid. Oh, I responded to that. Wow, that was dumb. I was distracted. Okay, I should have just let him take the corner and I just take this Ko because that would have finished the game. Oh man, I just lost that chance.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Oh, that's what you get for prioritizing explanation over the game. So it's fine. I don't really stand to lose much in this Ko. And if he tries to play this Ko with me, I'm just going to ignore almost all his Ko threats. So I'll play a Ko threat somewhere. I should be able to have some pretty good Ko threats.
The last overtime. 9, 8,
Like this Atari maybe.
6, 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, so in reality, like when he pushed here, all I have to do is finish this Ko and it's game over because if he follows up here and I take these 5, then that's big and reviving these 5 is big and also this giant snake dies.
9, 8, 7, 6.
So I'm going to ignore most of his Ko threats. Probably that one. So if I take this and he connects and then I take, but then he can just take here. So actually I should respond to that. And he's losing points with this Ko threat actually. He's losing 3 points. Something like that.
The last overtime.
So actually I just gained a ton of points from that bad Ko threat. So now even if I just fall back, it's already good. But if I do have other big Ko threats, it's worth just seeing what else he's going to do. So, yeah, like maybe here. But if I play here, I lose the agi of this attach, which I would get after connecting these.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
So I'm actually just going to...
2.
No, I'm going to play here. Because even if he wins this Ko, it doesn't really accomplish that much. So it's almost a flower viewing Ko for me. So where's my next Ko threat? This seems to be a Ko threat. Because even 2 moves over here doesn't connect him up to this group. And this thing is locally not alive. And that means this push is probably a Ko threat, and this push and this Atari. Yes, I don't want him to live here. This is true. It's also very hard to, it's very easy to respond wrong to this. He's very close to being alive here.
The last overtime. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I think I can just play here. If he plays this, then I poke here. Or maybe, can I just Hane? Because if he goes there, I have this attachment. If he goes there, I have this Atari. Yeah, so if he blocks here, I can simply Hane, and he seems to be dead.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Yes. Okay. So there's multiple ways to maybe kill this. Like I might be able to place here. So it looks like this is a co-threat now. Threat in the bottom right, yeah. Okay, so what's the best one? This is the most fundamental one. Yeah, why not? He has a co-threat generator here though. That's for sure. That means this push should be a co-threat. I kind of have a co-threat generator too. I agree in theory with what you're saying, but I'm not planning to actually like I don't really, it's pretty clear what I stand to lose from this co. And this is just a few points. So as long as I keep an eye on this connection here, then I could care less, like I couldn't care less what happens on the bottom here. Plus the co is more entertaining for you guys probably, right?
9, 8.
It's like what Kat said, right? It's one of my options as a Go streamer is try not to care, just have fun. For me, that's very difficult. I mean, I do have fun, but I have trouble not caring at the same time. There. But if I plan to stream for for years, then I probably need to get used to, focusing on the entertainment element. So let's see, co-threats. This one. This co would be way more important than this co. So now he is running out of co-threats in the corner here. If I connect here, the threat of attachment there is pretty big.
The last overtime.
Pretty huge.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, that's going to be my co-threat. Because even if he double Ataris, he still has to fight Ko again. This is that moment though, Zorkon, where maybe the safe way would have been to just connect.
7, 6.
But I want to have a bit more fun with this than that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Almost 30 points, 25.
The last overtime.
But this one is quite big too.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. The last overtime. 9, 8, 7, 6. The last overtime.
Will he connect? Will he ignore? Okay, he took. All right, that is almost his final co-thread there. So I just have to make 2 more co-threats. Well, he does have some other really big co-threats, but we'll see. If he wins the co, he's also threatening to cut.
7, 6,
Well, now I have this co-thread at least. That's 1 more. But he has 1 more as well. Okay, if he takes that, he gets 6 there. Plus another 3, 9, and I lose. Over 30 points.
the last overtime.
Yeah, that would not be worth it.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
At least he's out of co-threats now, so if I just find 1 more. Something maybe as big as all these stones here would be nice.
The last overtime.
Probably this,
9,
making the co way smaller by playing this would be my last co-threat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, I think that's my last big enough co-threat. And it's a pretty bad one. Because it makes this co less interesting for me. Plus, he can make it a huge co now by Ataring on top. P6 or E12. E.
The last
Oh,
overtime.
oh, P6
9, 8,
around here,
6,
or E12.
4, 3,
E12's too small.
1.
Okay, he could take that, but it's nowhere near as big as this one was.
The last overtime. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, I'm just gonna give up that corner. In the end, I obviously should have just not played this co, but I still think I'm ahead, so it's okay. But now that I have that co in that state, I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this now, because this is actually threatening his entire group. So that's what I'm gonna do before I finish the co. Thanks for the vote of confidence. And hey, look at that. I can actually pull this out now. Yeah, he seems pretty wrecked. Now when he takes this co, I'm just gonna respond. Destroyed. Yeah, I watched it. It was pretty good. AlphaGo movie on Netflix.
The last overtime. 9,
Yeah, GG.
7, 6,
He's probably gonna take this co.
4.
My bet is he takes this co as a last-ditch effort. And then when I respond passively, he resigns. Black's dead in Gote now. right? There's no under the stones either. So yeah, I'm going to just play here. Man, that was way more stressful than I ever imagined it would be. If it keeps you guys coming back, maybe I shouldn't do something about that. Checkpoints. Well, let's see. I think I have to go into the review mode. No, I have to go into this review mode. And yeah, then I can estimate. So it says I'm ahead by 55 without Komi. Now let's actually look at it. It's actually not that inaccurate this time. It's not putting too many points that aren't points. Yeah, it's wrong, but it's close enough. Well, this part's about right, this part's right, this part's right. This part's right, but this part is not a point. So far it's giving black 2 points that aren't points. And it's correct to not put points here. And this black point is not a point either. So black has 3 extra points actually. And yet it already took away this point. So it already assumed that black plays here. And for white, it doesn't seem to be giving any free points actually. So the real score of the game is not 61.5, but 64.5 for white. Oh, there's one more too. This black point here is not going to be a black point because it's much more likely that white gets to play here than black. So I'm kind of hungry, so I'm going to not spend very long reviewing this thing. Replay. Not implemented. Not implemented. Not implemented. Not implemented. Chocolate. 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 Okay. I'm gonna go eat instead of reviewing. I hope you guys don't mind. This thing is telling me that things are not implemented. GG. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys want me to like work on playing safer or winning against them more handily or like doing better with my time, or if you just want the drama and the craziness to continue. But I'm fine either way. I'm still gonna try to play faster though. Yeah, thanks for coming guys, thanks for watching. We will be, man, I can't even, it's actually automatically playing moves now whenever I click OK. But yeah, the opening was good for white. This fight here is good for white. This fight's good for white. This cut by white over here, it could be questionable. By it's Piero. Yeah, no problem. Thanks, I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Up to here, white was way ahead. Black could chase white, but if you play a little bit better than I did, then it would have gone even better for white when black starts attacking. In the end, black had so many, well actually I kind of want to, I kind of want to go to that part where I almost died for a second. Yes, I'm reviewing like this. Maybe I can move this. Whoa, there's another one. It's waiting behind it. And there's a... Okay, I'm not going to review like this. This is just... This is Sparta. This is madness. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. See you guys next Wednesday. And there's some chance that I'll do some silent streams, like just impromptu before Wednesday. But yeah, see you next time. Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. Maybe give me a follow here, subscribe on YouTube, all that jazz. Good night.